Hello, hello. Guess what? We have another subscriber pick. So I recently put out a poll, excuse me, asking you guys what you wanted my next topic to be. The most voted on answer was questions asked while courting. Okay, so we're gonna dive into that, and I'm gonna give you guys my answers that I gave when these questions were asked. Some of these are a little weird, but it is what it is. I'm just sharing my experiences with you guys. So while we are going through these questions, I'm going to be doing my nails. So I got all of my supplies set up. Got my remover in case I mess up. Oh, I forgot my corrector pen, but that's okay. I will grab that later. Got my cuticle oil, which is amazing. I'll put the links to all of this down in the description box below. I got my hand lotion because you gotta have your soft hands, so that you don't have man hands. Nobody likes for a woman to have man hands. This is my polish collection. I have it organized. I haven't decided what color I'm going to do, but I'll decide as I go along. And then last but certainly not least, I have my quick dry spray. All right. So let's get to it. Like I said, these are actual questions that have been asked of me during a courting process. If you have not seen my previous videos, particularly the one about interracial dating, I do speak a little bit about why I choose to court and not do the traditional dating when initially meeting someone. So if you're interested in learning more about that, please feel free to check out that other video. I am going to include the link to that particular video in my cards up above, so you'll be able to click and go directly to that video. All right. So, all right. For whatever reason, one of the number one questions that I have gotten in courting over the last like year is, what did you eat for dinner? I'm not talking about getting this question like once. This is a daily question. Like, what did you eat for dinner? What did you eat for breakfast? Yeah. So initially, when I was asked this about like what I ate for breakfast or what I ate for dinner, I was a little put off. When it got to the second and third time of me being asked that. If you think you know why a guy would ask me every single day what I ate for breakfast and what I ate for dinner, like let me know. Is it a conversation starter? Am I oblivious to like how people get to know somebody for courting? And when I say courting, yes, for marriage. Um, is that like a way to kind of gauge how much a woman eats, what her diet is like, that kind of thing? Like it's interesting. So that's one of the main questions I'm asked, like often and frequently. Like, do I look fat? Like, you, you haven't seen me, so I don't know. I want to know what I'm eating. Are you hungry? Yeah. So, anyways, one of the other basic questions that I've gotten like on a regular basis, like daily, is how was your day? Like, it's interesting how very little deviation from like this basic daily lineup of questions there is, but there is very little, very like deviation from these, and it's almost creepy and robotic. Um, so anyhow, another question, which is a little better. Um, what do you do? Okay, so the responses to what I ate for dinner varies. It'll be sometimes I'll just say, huh? Like why is that relevant? Why is that important? You gonna buy me some? Are you inviting me out during quarantine? So my answer to that varies. From actually telling them, yes, I had a smoothie for breakfast with granola and coconut sprinkles on it. So how was my day? My day was productive. I'm usually pretty general because my day can vary because I have a lot of things that I take care of like over the course of a day. Okay, so that varies. Um, Another question: what do you do? I do a lot of things. So, guys, if you are one of these guys who ask these kinds of questions that are super general, um, you know, most ladies are willing to share certain things with you, and some aren't. Okay. And the only way you're really going to know that is by just straight up asking what you want to know. Being around the bush is going to make you seem timid or scared of, whatever. And I'm just a little old woman. Like, ain't really much to be scared of. The absolute worst that'll happen is I say, I don't really want to share that. But it's so general. Like, just step out. Like, be a little more creative in the questions. Okay. So what do I do? I usually answer this very general. If the question is super general, then usually my answer is going to be super general too. Okay? So if a guy asks me during recording and they have, I usually say I work full time and I have hobbies. I never really mention YouTube. Like I will say like I have, I record, videos, but if they don't inquire about what kind of videos or what my hobbies are, I rarely share, what my hobbies are because I have several different hobbies. Okay. If they're not interested to dive deeper, I'm not going to just volunteer the information. And it's not about being secretive. It's just about, you know, gauging their interest. If they're interested, usually guys will ask more questions. Okay. So other questions that I've gotten are about children, having children. With courting, um, the goal is marriage ultimately. Once the basics are covered and a relationship of some type is built, like for companionship. So uh, whether or not children are a possibility comes into play, and my answer is always, given the right circumstances, yeah, absolutely. Okay. I'm okay with or without adding. So, if he does not ask for details on the right circumstances, 9 times out of 10, he it's not going to be a like a full courtship that leads to marriage, obviously, because I'm still single. This is not my married hand. This is my right hand, but it might be inverted because of the video. All right. So, anyways, I digress. So what I mean when I say that, or I mean that under the right circumstances, yes. Okay. If he does not ask what the right circumstances are, I leave it alone. Okay. I totally leave it alone. For me, the right circumstances, have to do with, you know, uh, similar parenting views, goals as far as like family life and support systems and like all those things. There are so many things that are included that are involved in, adding children. Um, so those things have to be discussed and covered. Okay. So in courting, I'm a little surprised that guys don't necessarily ask deeper questions when it comes to this. Now, keep in mind, the topic of this video is questions that I was asked and my answers. Now, what I ask, it's a totally different set of questions. And yeah, so if you guys want me to do a video on that, I'm more than willing to, but I would have to have like at least like 50 to 100 likes on this video alone. Okay. Because I don't want to waste anybody's time, especially mine. All right. So, another thing that always comes up, especially if you know the guy knows that I own a business of any type, they always want to inquire about my business. They'll either say or they'll, if they just know that I'm an entrepreneur, they'll say, so what are you, what are you working on now, what are you doing now? And usually I keep that a little general, but I do promote. There's nothing wrong with the shameless plug. And I usually just tell them like I usually direct them to like Find Habibi as my main and primary business. I let them know I founded it in I found it Find Habibi in 2018. It has a global user base. We have users on every continent except Antarctica. Um, Now I don't go into much detail past that, um, unless they were to ask. If they asked and wanted to know more, I have no problem sharing those things. But I don't want the conversation to be just about me. Okay, a marriage is a two-person like endeavor, and I want to be able to, know about him as well and what he, is up to. So I usually keep my initial answers very general. However, I do see it as a red flag if there are too many financially based questions or too much inquiry concerning business matters. It makes me think: are you looking for a business partner, or are you looking for a wife, a long term mate? Are you wanting your wife to be your business partner, or do you just want to know, find out like other ways to make money? I don't know. So it sends the wrong message out in, essentially. So a lot of times, like a couple of times I've been asked like, do I make good money through the site? I'm like, ugh, I answer that question, but 9 times out of 10, when I answer that question, I just let them know creating that site is more a hobby than anything. I did not found it to make money. I did not create it to make money. Now, whether it makes, money, that's my business as a businesswoman, as an individual, right? Why would someone be concerned about how much money I make, what I make, right? If you're interested in me, you should be interested in me, not, how much money I make. So if the question about any business ventures or anything that has to do, with in an entrepreneurial capacity, if it leads to like it branches into him wanting to know the financials and the details versus what drove you to want to do that, more passion related, I usually, kind of pull back, and I'll honestly lose interest. Like I do. And it's unfortunate, but it's my truth. So again, what did you eat today? What did you what did you eat for dinner? What are you gonna eat for dinner? Are you cooking? What do you have the taste for? You're not gonna order it. You're not gonna order it and send it to me. Why are you why are you worried about what I'm eating? Like, and I don't say that. I do not say that. I swear that would be so rude. But after that question has been asked like so many times, I went with this color. It's a gel. LA Colors gel polish. I'll leave the link for that below. So after that question has been regurgitated so many times, I lose further interest. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Um, they Several have asked like, how many cups of coffee did you have today? Did you drink coffee today? Like, guys, we are adults. These questions, oh my gosh, I just wish I could develop a manual for like people, particularly guys, of questions they should ask a woman who, they potentially, are courting or want to possibly think about marriage with, because these types of questions are not touching on anything. They are basic, they're great questions for like initial meetings, but when you're talking about marriage, the institution of marriage, it is a very sacred thing. And like there are other important questions that should be asked, like how do you handle disappointment? How do you handle anger? What How do you see your life? What kind of life do you feel is, you know, the type of married life that you envisioned for yourself to have? Do you include your family in your marriage? Those kinds of questions are the kinds of questions that, you know, people should be asking. Again, the title of this video is questions that were asked of me and my answers, not what I've asked people. Because I've asked people some things that probably ran them away, but um, that's not, you know, oh well, what am I gonna do? Okay, so all right, other questions. So my answer to my coffee question is usually a yes. I'll drink coffee or tea. But also, um, if I've had a double cup, I'll just say I had a double cup. Like it's just not a big deal to me. It's so trivial. I just, I honestly become very disappointed hearing some of these questions. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Let me know in the comments box, like whether or not like these are normal questions that people have asked during dates or what. Like I maybe I'm clueless. I'm old fashioned. I don't know, but um, anywho, another question: how soon would you want to have children after marriage? Okay. So my answer to this question would be I would want to wait for at least a year. I feel like it's not really smart or the best idea to bring a new child into a new situation without first having an established routine of some kind between a married couple. I'm not saying that it's not possible or that a couple cannot be successful in doing so. However, you are taking two whole people, hopefully whole, two whole people, and merging their lives into essentially one lifestyle. And it takes some time to get to know each other, especially if you did not, move in together and live together prior to getting married. You have to get to know this person, okay? And if you're committed to the relationship, I'm sure, those waters can be navigated successfully where you can bring a baby in early. However, you're going to rob yourselves of, critical, like, quality time that you could have enjoyed, you know, getting to, know each other inside of a marriage just without any extra responsibilities, right? So the responsibilities that come with having a household, having a spouse, and all of those things are compounded when you add children into the equation. Even if it is later, it's still compounded. So why compound it early, right? So that's my perspective on that. So my answer to that question about how soon would I be willing to have children after marriage is the minimum of a year. Okay. So, and I have my reasons. Now, if he does not ask more questions after that, then I don't expound on it any more than just saying a year. Like everything I just told you guys, like if he does not ask more about why a year or anything like that, I'll leave it alone because if a guy wants to know something, he is usually going to ask. Okay. So if a guy does not ask like deeper questions to get a better understanding or anything like that, I feel that he may have passive interest, and I don't waste my time on long explanations for anything. Um, so another question: do I live alone? So, my answer to that question is half the time. Half the time, I am absolutely by myself, and if he does not ask any additional questions about why I'm solo, why I'm here by myself half the time, guess what? I don't volunteer any information because if he wants to know more, he will ask. He will ask. All right. So, other questions now. These are getting a little juicy. Okay, and there should not be any minors on my channel, or there are a couple of teenagers, but not like children. All right, so um, unless they're related to me and they're stalking me. So, um, when it comes to this next question, this is a little bit more racy, but it's within the confounds of what, or the parameters of what YouTube allows. What are your limits in bed in marriage? I'm gonna dry my nails on this one. What are my limits in bed when it comes to marriage? All right. So when it comes to marriage, I my answer to this is there are no limits within a marriage. There are no limits within a marriage as long as it is not dangerous to my well-being, my health, my sanity, anything like that, or his. I feel like that should be discussed, between the couple and whatever floats their boats. Right? Okay. So that's my answer to that. Um, Another question. Um, so this was asked recently, and somehow we got on the topic of like waist trainers and those kinds of things. And you know what? When you're courting for marriage, some topics are not completely off the table. Some are, and some are like on that middle ground, and then some are just whatever. All right. So this was one of those middle ground topics. And it was led to my perspectives on like waist trainers and that kind of thing. So for me, um, I'm giving you background on this particular question, so that you'll understand like why it was asked and the answer. So, my thing is when it comes to waist trainers, I'm not a fan of the waist trainers, but I think corsets are amazing. I feel like they are perfect. They are classy. They've been around for like so long, and it's a whole different vibe that comes with like corsets versus the waist trainers. Corset corseting is a lifestyle. Waist trainer, I feel those are like fads. So when you want your waist snatched or whatever, you want to get a corset, right? So, anyways, so he asked, this question was asked of me, what color are my corsets? My answer, they're just basic colors for now, and maybe I'll, explore other colors, later on down the line if I have a reason. That's my answer. You ain't about to know the color of my corsets, buddy. You are not my man yet. So, I know I probably get on guys' nerves. I don't give hardly anything. I mean, why should I? You're a stranger to me. So I don't know what you expected. All right. So, pet peeves. This is another question that was asked. What are your pet peeves? So my answer to that was wet socks and poor excuses. So let me give you a background on this particular answer. The reason I said wet socks and poor excuses is because a more productive question or a better question, I think, oh, it's so pretty. It's like, I don't know if you can see it. It's like a metallic, shimmery color. Um, it's LA Colors. This is another top coat I'm putting on. Um, the reason why I feel like this question is a waste of air is because a more positive, beneficial question is knowing what are the things that you enjoy most. Like it's almost like this question is being asked from a very negative perspective, instead of a positive mind frame or perspective. Okay, so I just kept it simple. Wet socks and poor excuses. It would have been better if it were, a question that was asked from a more positive perspective, like what are things you like. All right, so next question. Again, what did you eat for dinner? Food. This is after the fourth, fifth time of being asked what did I eat for dinner? Food. Oh, this is terrible. I'm terrible, right? Let me know if you think I'm terrible for these answers. Um, or if you think they're legit or whatever. And please let me know like why you think someone would keep continuously asking me like about food. Like, and I'm gonna be honest, like it's mostly like guys on the East Coast that do this. I don't know what it is. Is it an East Coast thing? Is that how you get to know a lady? Is you ask her what she eats every night? Like, let me know. I want to know. Like, seriously. Um, so another question: are you okay working from home? My answer to that is yes. It is something I've done before, so it will not be new to me. Um, so my basic answer is yes, yes. So, um, next question: how do you dress? I just like this, like this, like dress casual. So, um, I have like the way I have my wardrobe set up. I feel like at a certain age, ladies should have like a wardrobe that they can wear pretty much anywhere. Like you'll rarely, like if ever, catch me in jeans, like ever, never ever jeans. Mm-mm. So if I saw like a cute jean outfit, like with the like a little something something, I would wear jeans, something, but not blue jeans, not at all. So my answer to that: how do I dress? Modest, dress casual. All right, all right. Next question: where all have I traveled to? I have traveled almost everywhere inside the connected continents of the United States. And y'all ready for that? Y'all ready for this answer? Old Mexico. That's as far as I've gone. People act so shocked when they find out that I have not been anywhere but in the United States and to Mexico. Yes, I'm willing to go outside the state, but a lot of my responsibilities um, have taken place here, and traveling outside the country was never really a priority for me. Willing to do it though. All right, so my answer to that, where all have I traveled, is Old Mexico, and the team is United States. All right, my next question that I've been asked while courting. Make sure you guys click subscribe, like this video, and please let me know in the comment section, why do you think guys continuously ask what I ate for breakfast, what I ate for lunch, what I ate for, like, what is that? Like, is there something that I'm missing? Am I, being a jerk by feeling like that's an odd question to constantly ask someone? Let me know. I mean, do I look like I ate the whole, I don't know. I just want to know. Okay. All right. So next question: do you have family near you? I have some family near me. Most of my family is out of state. All right. So that's one question. Next question: am I willing to move? Again, this is one of those under the right circumstances answers. Under the right circumstances, yes, I am willing to move. Again, if he does not ask me what those right circumstances are, then it won't. That's all the answer that's going to come out, right? Because if a guy wants to know, he is going to ask. Trust me on this. Trust me. Um, so my answer to that is, again, under the right circumstances, absolutely. Now, if he does take the time and ask me what are the right circumstances, my answers would be, um, I if based on like whether or not I'm going to be working, if I am going to be working, what that looks like and the time frame, and whether or not I've had any job offers, or if he's wanting me to be a stay-at-home wife, then what that looks like, the process of liquidating and downsizing and relocating things, because that's also been something that has come up um, in courting. A lot of times I end up getting that question about staying home full time, and would I be okay with that? And that would also be a huge determining factor on what those right circumstances are, right? So if it is going to have me incur some huge cost, I probably won't be willing to move. All right. Now, if my potential, mate, significant other, husband, um, lets me know that it's going to be a very stress-free move for me, then I'll be more um, open to the possibility of moving. All right. So those would be the circumstances. If and only if he asks um, what those circumstances are. If not, I just say under the right circumstances, yes. All right. So, and the final question, the final question: what did you eat today? Stop what you're doing. Go to the comment section and tell me, why would a guy continually ask? Why do guys continuously ask, "What did you eat? What did you eat? What did you eat?" I need to know. All right. So thanks again if you voted for this video. I appreciate you guys participating and, giving me feedback on topics. I may possibly go ahead and address some of those other topics. Just stay tuned. Make sure you click subscribe. If you know anybody who is courting, well, ask them what they are being asked. Anyways, appreciate you guys. Thank you for checking out this video and take care.